Could Orlando, already home to NBA and MLS teams, steal a Major League Baseball franchise from its Florida neighbor as the Tampa Bay Rays stadium saga escalates into a crisis, seemingly flinging the door wide open? Enter the Orlando Dreamers, spearheaded by MLB Hall of Famer Barry Larkin, who recently unveiled a staggering $1.5 billion in investment commitments. Is this the decisive power play to finally bring MLB to the largest U.S. media market currently without a team? In the next few minutes, we'll dive deep into how Orlando's bold financial strategy could reshape Florida's baseball landscape. The Tampa Bay Rays were supposed to be charting a course toward a brand new future, complete with a modern stadium and a fresh start for the franchise. So, what went so wrong that their ambitious $1.3 billion stadium dream in St. Petersburg completely collapsed? And how did this situation suddenly make Orlando a serious contender for the team? The Rays' home, Tropicana Field, has been a significant point of contention for many years. It's an older facility, widely considered outdated by modern MLB standards, and it simply doesn't provide the amenities or atmosphere that contemporary baseball teams and their fan bases now expect. This isn't a problem that appeared overnight. The team has been in discussions and searching for a better, more permanent stadium solution for what feels like an eternity. The inherent limitations of the Trop have consistently cast a shadow over the team's long-term prospects in the Tampa Bay area. Then the St. Petersburg deal emerged, looking like the long-awaited answer to their prayers. The project even secured crucial local government approval in the summer of 2024 to construct a new ballpark. The original plan was ambitious, targeting an opening for the 2028 MLB season, but then nature intervened with devastating force. Hurricane Milton struck the Florida coast in October. This powerful hurricane didn't just cause widespread issues, it inflicted substantial damage directly to Tropicana Field, and critically for the new project, threw the carefully planned construction timeline for the new stadium into complete disarray. Suddenly, that 2028 grand opening became an impossibility. The team was forced to announce that the new stadium wouldn't be ready until 2029 at the earliest. And then came the financial bombshell. The Rays organization stated they could not absorb the additional costs incurred as a direct result of this construction delay. So just like that, with what many saw as little warning, the Rays officially withdrew from the project. The $1.3 billion deal, and with it the hopes of St. Petersburg, was dead, leaving the community and local officials expressing significant disappointment. Principal owner Stuart Sternberg specifically cited the damage to Tropicana Field and these financing delays as key reasons for their withdrawal. The immediate fallout for the Tampa Bay Rays has been dramatic and has created a deeply precarious situation. They found themselves effectively without a confirmed home for the upcoming seasons. As a result, the team is now playing its current season on a temporary basis, taking up residence at the New York Yankees spring training and minor league complex located in Tampa. This temporary arrangement, far from ideal for a major league operation, is costing the Rays a reported $15 million in rent. Consider that for a moment, a Major League Baseball franchise paying substantial rent to utilize facilities designed for player development. Meanwhile, their old home, Tropicana Field, is in a state of serious disrepair. Hurricane Milton didn't just derail future plans, it significantly damaged the existing roof of the Trop. The city of St. Petersburg has since approved a hefty $22.5 million solely for roof repairs. However, the team still has to confront and fund the internal damage to the stadium, an additional expenditure that could potentially cost another $30 million. They are unquestionably caught in a difficult and expensive predicament. This entire saga isn't unfolding in a vacuum unnoticed by the league. Major League Baseball has been closely monitoring the situation. Reports suggest the league is expressing growing impatience to improve the overall financial health and operational stability of the Rays franchise. MLB desires stability from all its teams, and right now, the Rays are offering very little of that. Compounding this pressure are the well-documented, long-standing financial difficulties and market challenges the team has consistently faced within the Tampa Bay area. Historically, their attendance figures have often been ranked near the very bottom of the league, a persistent issue that impacts revenue streams. Low attendance makes it considerably harder to generate the income necessary to invest robustly in the team, and it certainly makes it more challenging to persuade public officials and taxpayers to contribute public funds towards expensive new stadium projects. It's a problematic cycle that has plagued the team for years. This whole chaotic mess, this profound uncertainty now enveloping the Rays, has undeniably created a window of opportunity. When an MLB team finds itself in this degree of operational and financial turmoil, other cities with big league aspirations inevitably start to pay very close attention. And Orlando, with its own history of pursuing MLB, is definitely paying close attention. Now, it's important to note that Major League Baseball, and specifically Commissioner Rob Manfred, has publicly stated a clear desire to keep a team in Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis has also spoken on this matter. He mentioned that Commissioner Manfred wants to keep the Rays in Florida, particularly emphasizing that Florida is the country's third most populous state and continues to experience rapid population growth. The league clearly recognizes the untapped potential within the Sunshine State. However, they also urgently need a genuine, workable, and most importantly, long-term solution for the Rays. The team cannot continue to operate in this state of prolonged limbo indefinitely. So, the Tampa Bay Rays are truly in a bind. They desperately need a new modern home. They desperately need to find a path to greater financial stability. Who could possibly provide them with that lifeline? And what exactly happened with that highly anticipated $1.3 billion St. Petersburg Stadium deal to cause it to fall apart so completely and so publicly? Ultimately, it boiled down to a confluence of unfortunate events. Hurricane Milton inflicted serious damage on their current stadium and, more critically, caused significant delays to the new construction schedule. Those delays inevitably translated into increased costs, and the Rays ownership declared they were unable to cover those additional financial burdens. That, in essence, was the final nail in the coffin for the St. Pete dream. With the Rays' future in Tampa Bay looking shakier and more uncertain than ever before, a determined group in Orlando has been quietly but strategically laying the groundwork for a major league move for quite some time. Pulling together $1.5 billion is a huge sum, especially for a city currently without a Major League Baseball team. So how did the Orlando Dreamers line up this cash? And what's their exact game plan to bring MLB to Central Florida? This isn't just a casual thought, it's a focused effort. The group is the Orlando City Baseball Dreamers. Hall of Famer Barry Larkin spearheads it. Pat Williams, co-founder of the Orlando Magic, is also key. He began a similar MLB push for Orlando in 2019. This new effort is supercharged. Orlando holds a unique spot. It's the largest U.S. media market lacking an MLB team. Think about that untapped potential for the league. Plus, the city knows sports. It has successful NBA and MLS franchises, proving it can support pro teams. Securing nearly $1.5 billion in equity investments, that's a massive hurdle. They needed to get preliminary letters of intent and crucial verbal commitments from qualified investors. This wasn't simple for the Dreamers. They had to convince serious investors this MLB dream was a real business, not just a local fantasy. This likely involved many meetings. Detailed financial plans were shown, and they had to prove their long-term vision for baseball in the region, and they succeeded. The Orlando Dreamers announced it publicly. Qualified investors provided those letters of intent, and the verbal commitments are there. The total sum? It's approaching an incredible $1.5 billion in equity investments. This large financial pool isn't just for show. It's specifically for covering huge potential costs. These include acquiring an existing team. The Rays are an obvious possibility, and it's for funding a big part of a new stadium. Specific investor names are private for now. That's common in big deals like this, but the amount pledged says a lot. It shows very serious, wealthy individuals and groups are backing Orlando's bid. This demonstrates true financial readiness to make this happen. A smart part of their pitch is Orlando's massive tourism. The city welcomed around 74 million visitors in 2024. This made it the most visited U.S. destination. That scale is a huge asset. The Dreamers' leadership, including Pat Williams and Jim Schnorr, stress this. They believe even a small fraction of these tourists at games means huge attendance. This could instantly make an Orlando team a top draw in NBL attendance figures. They see this as a major advantage. This tourism factor offers a stable fan base. It buffers against local attendance dips. Such dips can happen, especially if a team isn't winning, but the tourist flow could keep the stadium full and lively. This is a big selling point to the league. So where would an Orlando MLB team play? The vision includes a new 45,000-seat dome stadium. A dome is smart for Florida. It beats the summer rain and heat. This ensures games happen and fans are comfortable, which is always a plus. They've already picked a spot. The plan is a 35.5-acre site near International Drive. This location is strategic. It's easy for locals to reach. and it's right where millions of tourists stay and visit. Close to hotels and attractions, it's prime real estate. How will they pay for this big project? The strategy is a public-private partnership. The team, or its new owners, would pay half for the stadium. This is a common way these large venues get funded across the country. The other half could come from Orange County's Tourist Development Tax (TDT). This tax is collected from hotel stays and other tourism sales, so visitors would help build it. Jim Schnorf, a Dreamers co-founder, expressed confidence in this financial plan. He said, "We feel the heavy lifting part of the team acquisition financing and stadium financing has been accomplished." That's a strong statement. It suggests they think the hardest financial parts are largely sorted out already from their perspective. So they have money committed. They have a stadium location. Is this just a dream or a real plan now? Evidence points to a real plan. The $1.5 billion commitment is huge. It answers how Orlando would fund this big move. This feels different. The detailed plan for a 45,000-seat dome stadium near iDrive, that shows where they play. These aren't just ideas anymore. These are solid, tangible steps forward that have been publicly announced. The momentum is building quickly. Funding and a stadium plan are vital, no question there. But attracting a team or an expansion spot, that needs MLB's top people on board. Getting the commissioner's approval is the next major hurdle. That's a whole new challenge to face. The Orlando Dreamers don't just have money, they claim something even bigger. An Orlando-based majority owner is apparently ready to step up and buy the Tampa Bay Rays. But who is this quiet partner? And maybe more importantly, how has this group from Orlando managed to get direct lines to the Commissioner of Major League Baseball and the Governor of Florida? This isn't just local talk anymore. The Dreamers are making moves at the highest levels. It's clear the Orlando group isn't just making noise in Central Florida. They are actively talking with the people who make the big decisions in baseball and in state government. Barry Larkin, who is a Hall of Famer and the MLB ambassador for the Dreamers, has been in direct conversation with MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred. What are they talking about? Stability. Larkin himself said that Commissioner Manfred did stress to me that they are looking for some stability in the game of baseball. That's a huge hint. MLB wants teams on solid ground, and right now, the Rays are anything but stable. This creates a real challenge though. How do the Dreamers convince Major League Baseball that Orlando is truly a better option than Tampa Bay? This is especially tricky because the current Rays owner, Stuart Sternberg, hasn't come out publicly and said he wants to sell the team, so the Dreamers have to play this very carefully. They need to show they are a fantastic solution without looking like they are actively trying to poach a team whose owner isn't even selling. It's a delicate dance for sure, but they seem to be getting heard. Reports like those from Mike Bianchi of the Orlando Sentinel show that the Dreamers have caught the attention of some very important people. We're talking about the Tampa Bay Rays ownership themselves, Commissioner Manfred, and even Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, along with local politicians. This isn't just a casual chat. This signals that Orlando's bid is being taken seriously at the top. He also mentioned that he has spoken with Manfred and confirmed Manfred is committed to having 2 teams in the Sunshine State. That opens a door, doesn't it? 2 teams means there's room for discussion. DeSantis even added, there are people that want to bring baseball to other parts of the state, not necessarily the Rays, but maybe an expansion team to Orlando. This is where the Orlando Dreamers' strategy gets really smart. They are not putting all their eggs in one basket. Jim Schnorf, one of the co-founders of the Orlando Dreamers, has been very clear about this. He stated, "We are going to be prepared for an expansion team or the relocation of an existing team. This flexibility is key. If the Rays situation somehow gets fixed in Tampa, Orlando is still ready and waiting for one of the 2 new expansion teams MLB plans to add this decade. This makes them a constant viable option for the league. And the Dreamers are not just talking. They are taking real, concrete steps. They're hiring staff. They are planning to set up their team headquarters right in downtown Orlando, showing a clear commitment to becoming part of the city's fabric. They've also put together a sports advisory board. This isn't just any board. It includes legendary figures like Barry Larkin, Basketball Hall of Famer Oscar Robertson, and Baseball Hall of Famers Jim Kaat and Johnny Damon. They also have experienced sports executives like Murray Cook and John Hart. Having names like these involved gives their effort a lot of credibility and serious baseball knowledge. These are people who understand the game and the business of baseball. With so much momentum, with the financing taking shape, and with these high-level conversations happening, you have to wonder, Is there a major financial player, that mystery person truly waiting in the wings to make this all happen? Well, it seems there is. While the specific name is still under wraps, which is pretty common in these huge deals, sources inside the Orlando Dreamers organization have confirmed it. They state that they have an Orlando-based majority owner ready to buy the team. And it's not just talk. These sources also say they have financial commitments for more than $1 billion to help fund the stadium project. So, the answer to who is the mystery investor isn't a name, but it's a confirmation. A well-funded Orlando-based individual or group is indeed lined up. This adds a whole new level of seriousness and intrigue to their entire plan. So, Orlando has the money pledged, they have a solid stadium plan, and a prime location picked out. They have the attention of the biggest names in baseball and Florida politics. And now, they apparently have a local buyer ready to go. What does all of this mean for the future of baseball in Florida? Things are definitely getting interesting. The Orlando Dreamers are ensuring MLB Commissioner Manfred and Florida's leadership hear their serious bid for a team focusing on stability. While the Rays owner hasn't confirmed a sale, Orlando has strong financial backing, stadium plans, and a rumored local majority owner ready. They're prepared for relocation or expansion, capitalizing on Tampa's uncertainty. With billions at stake and a potential seismic shift for Florida's sports landscape, the next few months are pivotal. Could this be the turning point that finally brings Major League Baseball home to Orlando? What do you think?